Hi everyone, I just finished recording a video on being vulnerable and in leadership. And I thought afterwards I might take this opportunity to be a little vulnerable myself on a personal level and share with you an experience I had last night with my mentor. And we were talking about a range of different things, and so much is changing in my life, and I don't know if it is for you, but I'm selling a house and moving state again for the third time in 3 years. So it's all kind of, And we were talking and she said to me, what is it that you really want? I hate that question because I've struggled so much trying to work out what it is that I really want. And you would think that would be the easiest thing on the planet to just, I want this and this and this and this. But I if you get to the nitty gritty, what is it that I really want? And now as I'm saying it, I'm kind of, ideas are popping into my mind. So maybe something changed last night. But, I just blank. I don't know what's in my highest good, and if what I want isn't what's in my highest good, maybe. So my brain went into all of this rubbish about toing and froing and judging and all of those sorts of things. And I don't know if you can relate or you just think I'm a space cadet, but I thought I'd share it with you anyway and see if it does help someone. Because where we got to in the end was so profound for me. And it's something I think we're going to write a book on. I'm not sure, but I think we might. And it's also something that I want to talk about in my podcast too. And perhaps you can help me with that, with some of your ideas, which I would love. So where we got to, she says, what is it that you really want? No, I don't know, blah, 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 blah. And then we came up with boiling all the various bits and pieces I blurbed out, it came down to, I want to feel loved. And I was flabbergasted, kind of, because I knew it was true, but it was like, well, geez, I teach this stuff. What is the matter with me? And it took me a while, but I worked with her. And we came down to the concept, the core issue was that I wasn't really allowing love in or being ready to, here's the kicker, receive love. And I don't know about you, but if it's worthwhile, you exploring this concept a little, I would love some of your thoughts on it. Because I think when we're little, depending on the experiences we had, and my childhood wasn't great. It wasn't terrible by any stretch of the imagination, but I had an alcoholic dad and I had a mum who left for a year when I think I was about 2, and a few things happened in that time that weren't so pleasant. But I know that I ended up as a toddler thinking I wasn't worth loving and that I wasn't good enough and feeling responsible for my mother's happiness, which of course I expanded into everyone else's happiness. So I developed a very irritating habit of being a fixer. So people would come into my life and, I can fix you, I can fix that, I can fix that problem. None of which makes for a really good relationship. So there've been a lot of things that have come into this. But when I sat and reflected with, am I willing to receive love? Have I allowed love in? The truth is, I don't think I have. And I said to her, I know the first place to start is with yourself, is learning to love yourself. And again, I've been teaching this for a long time, but as Lao Tzu said, we teach best what we most need to learn. And I seem to need to learn this lesson very deeply. And, there are lots of experiences I've had in my life that would work to make me think that I wasn't lovable. And it isn't that the other experiences make me think anything. I actually choose to think, to reinforce that deep-rooted belief that I had, note I said had, that I wasn't worth loving. And even my name, do you know, Amanda means worthy to be loved. So there's kind of a karmic joke or a cosmic joke, because I've spent 70 years, 65, since I was 5, not believing I was worth loving and doing everything I could to be the perfect person, the most reliable person, the most loving person, the most giving person, the most generous person, all in the hope that somebody might love me. And I do have beautiful people I know that love me in my life. And because I couldn't receive it, and I wasn't even aware that I couldn't receive it, I wasn't letting it in. So I don't know if that resonates for you at all, or if it's something that you even want to think about. But perhaps think about other people in your life who perhaps aren't finding the joy that they want. Because at the end of the day, we're humans and we operate with our hearts. And every human wants to feel that they are loved, that they are worth loving. And I am here to say to you, which I've said to tens and tens and tens, if not hundreds of thousands of people, you are absolutely worth loving. You are absolutely good enough. And now I just have to say that to myself in the mirror, because we dived even deeper and we got to this place where I had an aha moment, kind of like what Marvin Oker used to call a blinding flash of the obvious. And that was, I wanted to feel like I mattered. And I didn't even realize that that was a desire that I had. And as I'm approaching a long time in my career, the thought of retiring is just an anathema to me. Like, I'm 70, but I feel like I'm 45 or younger. And in my head, I'm definitely younger. But, excuse me, I think I've been wrestling a little with, wow, well, am I still relevant and do I still matter? And is what I've got to say useful? And talk about being vulnerable. And I promise this is not therapy. I am working on this myself. And I don't expect you to have to step in and fix anything. Goodness knows, I know all about fixing. But I just thought I would share it with you because it was such an aha thing for me. And it was such a big moment that I thought perhaps it would help someone else to reflect on, am I willing to receive love? Am I willing to let love in? And do I feel like I matter? And do I matter to me? And I noticed, as I reflected on do I matter to me, that I really potentially haven't treated myself as if I matter. And I've done lots and lots of things in my life where I've always focused outwards and not so much inwards as to what matters to me and what do I really want. So I just thought I would share that with you today, and I hope it wasn't oversharing. And I'm sure Christy, my fabulous, wonderful social media person who makes me look much better, will review this for me. And if she thinks that it's worth posting, she will. But if she does, then I hope that it helps someone somewhere, because know for sure that I will be spending the next, goodness knows how long, working on being willing to receive love, to allow love in, and to know that I matter to me, and to do things that are important for me and that matter to me. So I know that was a bit deep, but anyway, if that helps anybody, that would be fabulous. So thanks for listening. Bye.
Always look on the bright